Clella Ferris,
Carlton
Downey,
Campbell, Queens,
California.
New York.
New York. I heard New York again. And who was that?
Carlton Campbell.
Carlton. Nice.
Chris from Corona, California.
Hey, Chris. Welcome.
Clella
Hey, Jim
Ferris,
Meadows, Denver, Colorado.
Welcome. Welcome.
Clella Ferris, Paramount, California.
Welcome.
Rod Obie in the DMV.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Alonso Lascano, Downey, California.
Welcome, Alonso.
Thank you, sir. Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too, man.
Angel Trent, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Angel.
Juan, do you want to add me as co-host?
Yes, sir. I was about to ask if I could. All right, Chris. Oh,
Daryl Clark, Virginia.
welcome. Great to have you on the call.
Leroy, St. Louis.
Welcome, Leroy.
Morning, Jarek, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Jerry. Good morning.
All right, Juan, I can take over if you want.
Sounds great, bro. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. As you come in, kindly unmute and announce where you're from.
Johnny Montes out of Hawaiian Gardens, Southern California.
Welcome, Johnny.
Nath Jones, New York City, New York.
Welcome, Nath.
Man, I just got real, man. I'm serious, man. You gave me
Timothy from Chicago.
Welcome, Timothy.
Sam Bean, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Mr. Bean.
Noel Vialta from New York, Long Island.
Welcome from Long Island. If you haven't already, go ahead and text your team if they are available. Get them on the call. We're streaming live on Facebook as well, but nothing like being here live. And once again, once you join, unmute yourself, announce where you're from, who you are, and then kindly go back on mute.
Great afternoon. This is Carla Wynn in Maryland.
Welcome, Carla.
Pete
Morning.
Abrams, Southern California.
Welcome, Pete.
Good morning. Keith Cancel, Boston, Massachusetts.
Welcome, Keith.
Good morning. It's Johnny Cordova from Orange County.
Welcome, Johnny.
Mark Storr, Los Angeles, California. Good morning, everybody.
Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's right out of the DMV.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I gotta go to the DMV soon, the actual DMV. I think I'll go to AAA. Be a lot faster. All right, I see some people who haven't announced themselves. So I'm gonna call you out unless you decide to announce yourself first.
What's up, Chris?
Jessica from the Downey office.
Oh, look at that. Everybody unmutes and calls himself out. Welcome, Jessica.
I'm also from the Downey office.
Welcome. I'm working on that welcome call still.
I am an artist here in Dumfries, Virginia.
Welcome from Virginia.
David, Cerritos, California. So,
welcome from Cerritos.
Dr. Arlene from Maryland.
Welcome, Doctor.
This is Calvin going to the Downey office.
Welcome, Calvin.
Adriana,
and SoCal
welcome
today.
from Maryland.
Welcome from Maryland.
Sabrina, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Sabrina.
Eddie Weeks, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Eddie. All right, get your last minute text for your team if they're not on. If you don't see your team members on, text them, call them. We'll be getting started here shortly in less than 30 seconds. All right, let's see. Mic check. Mr. Alaka, are you on?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. Alaka will be presenting our training today. He'll be going over how to sell in the holidays. And right now, we're in the midst of the holidays. So if your team is not on, they're going to be missing how to close deals this month during the holidays. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Alaka.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. McHenry. Definitely appreciate that. And, appreciate you welcoming everyone onto the call as we go ahead and discuss, once again, as you already alluded to, how to sell solar in the holiday season. But before I even get started, just want to give credit where credit's due. And that's from all the way to our CEO and founder, Mr. Winston Navarro. In addition to, Daniel Pacheco, and of course, Mr. JC Rangel, all the way to all of the other partners, Mr. Sam Bean, Leadership and Development, VP, and really everyone definitely leading the charge here of what we're doing. Also, big shout out to Juan Australia and also Jessica as well for really putting this together and really giving us access to share just some basic tips with the team and with the field, of how to kind of continue to go out and be successful. So as I go ahead and get started, once again, today's training is going to be once again selling solar, but I want to also add everything during the holiday season, right? Because we don't just have solar, as we all know. So I'm going to jump into this information here. And I want everyone to start off the training by knowing there's no slots. So you're definitely going to need a pen and a paper to jot down some information as I go through all of these specific tips here. But the first and foremost, right? The purpose of this training, I know it sounds a lot about the holidays, and that's all well and fine. But this is more about ending off the year strong, right? And starting off the year even stronger, right? Because obviously when we get around this time of the year, we're inundated with all of these different things, all of these different distractions, family, holidays, gifts, all types of different things. Right. So this training is specifically for those who are really looking to, once again, go out in 2024 with the bang, but really take advantage of the 2025. Right. This training is definitely for you. So the first thing off that we want to start off with is the 3 C's, right? And the mindset that's going to come from these 3 C's, right? So the first C is going to be the complainer, right? And this is the complainer's mindset in this season, right? So a complainer, their mindset is really around, I haven't hit my goal for the year as of yet. So being that it's already in December, I'm just going to take the rest of the year off, right? It's holiday season. I may have some family coming by, some friends, there's a light show here. There's a parade here. So I'm going to go to all of these things and I'm going to enjoy, right? And that's fine. But once again, someone complaining about the season instead of taking advantage of it. In addition to that, another complaining mindset might be someone who says, well, clients don't actually make buying decisions in the holiday seasons. And I just want you to think about that, right? A lot of people just naturally check out and say things that don't even make sense, all right? But clients don't make buying decisions in the holiday season. Sounds a little bit off, right? But that's what complainers say, right? In addition to that, right, clients' bills aren't necessarily high in the wintertime. So I'm going to focus my attention when it comes to solar specifically in the spring and in the summertime, when it's hot outside, when everyone's bill is high because they're using AC all day, and things of that nature, right? And then also, clients don't want to get into debt due to the holidays, right? Now, once again, these are the mindset of what I would like to say a complainer, right? But then there's other mindsets that we can look into as well, right? And the next mindset is of a customer. Now, this is going to be really key, right? Of a customer or client, whichever one you want to put it, right? But I just want you to think about some of these statistics, right? So 1 out of 5 customers will go into debt during this holiday season, right? Or they'll spend all of their they'll basically spend all of their money due to this holiday season. And what are they going to spend it on? A lot of vacations, a lot of gifts, a lot of trips, etc., right? A bunch of things that may not necessarily be necessary, right? But that's what they're going to spend a lot of their money on. So they're going to go into debt heavily, right? Due to the holiday season. So that's one, customer's mindset. Another customer mindset is basically the holiday season is literally it's the #1 season of the year, right? So once again, customers literally check out and they check into the malls, right? They check into online shopping, right? They check into all of these deals. They're looking for deals, right? Because they're in a buying mindset, right? They're looking to purchase this, gifts, flights, right? Food, all types of things. So they're already in a buying mindset, and that's what a customer does, right? But also the mindset of a customer around this time of the year is that customers and clients are literally, because they check out, right? And so because they check out of work, right? And they may spend more time at their desk shopping than they may do working, or they leave early because they're going to get gifts and they're in that buying mindset. They're literally going to have so much more time on their hands than they used to have prior to the holiday season, right? So this is once again the customer's mindset. This is what we're working with, right? Now, once again, that's C number 2. C number 3, right, is the champion's mindset, right? And a champion is a winner, right? And a winner is always going to find a way to finish off the year strong, right? They're going to find a way, right? They're going to push, they're going to strategize, they're going to do whatever they need to do to find a way to finish the year off strong, right? So that's the champion's mindset. In addition to that, champions think that clients are buying everything else, right? They're buying everything else. Why not buy something for their home and go solar, right? This is a champion's mindset, right? They're not sitting on the sidelines. They're not, at home chilling, relaxing, all right? They know people are in a buying mode, so why not take advantage of solar as well, right? Winners, they know that some homeowners are going to be higher, right? Or their electric bills, I should say, are going to be higher in the winter time than they may be in any other season, right? Or any other time of the year. Because I want you to think about this. In some places, right, some homeowners have all electric. I was speaking to a homeowner yesterday, and literally his whole home is ran off of electric only. So that's AC, that's also heating, right? And when he lives in New Jersey, when his electricity bill, or when it's cold outside, he heats the whole house, has a pretty big house, right? So his electricity bills are higher in the wintertime than they are in the summertime. And champions know that, right? So they're searching, right? They're searching for these type of clientele, right? They also know that, people are going to be spending a lot of time spending a lot of money. And this is probably the time of the year that, customers, I should say, spend the most money. So champions know that, and they're looking for those people who are in the buying mindset. And this is probably one of the biggest tips for me. And I would say this is literally how I would say I got ahead in the solar industry. And it's the fact that champions are they know already that 80 to 90% of the solar sales reps around the country are literally going to check out for the next 3 to 5 months, 3 to 5 weeks, right? So they already know that. So I like to work, with competitive advantages, right? So a competitive advantage for me is if I know everyone else is going to check out, right? Then guess what? I'm going to check in, and I'm going to pick up all of the pieces that everyone else drops around, right? Because once again, they checked out. They're living good off of everything that happened earlier in the year. And once again, they're not finishing the year off strong, so they could set up the next year even stronger, right? So once again, these are the mindsets. These are the 3 C's, right? You got the complainers, you have the clients and the customers, but then you also have those people with the champion mindset. And basically, as we kind of like move on a little bit, obviously in this season, there needs to be some strategic planning that goes on, right? There needs to be some understanding of how to maneuver around the holiday season, right? So just think about this, right? Here's some negotiation strategies that you can use in your business, because everyone knows here that everyone operates their own book of business, right? So here's some strategies that you can actually use. So for my solar pros on the line right now, you guys, you already know this, and I'm sure we've been using this literally for the last quarter. But the unknown of the future, right? Here's a few strategies, all right? The unknown of, I would say, incentives, not knowing where the incentives are going to be next year, right? Now, once again, for some of my solar pros on the line, we have a pretty good, we know that some of the incentives may be around, but the reality is we're going into a new year. We're also going into a new administration, right? And things change, right? One thing that I know about the solar industry is that things change, and they change literally every single day, right? So we have that to use as negotiation tactics with our clients, right? So incentives may change. That's one. Another aspect that may change in the solar industry is interest rates, right? Interest rates change. Now, if you've been following economics, you know that things may be going in the right direction. But guess what? As I just talked about, there's a new administration. Things may not go in the right direction. We don't know, right? Obviously, we hope for the best, and everything like that, but we don't really know. And the reality is that these are negotiation tactics that we can use with our clients to let them know, hey, listen, right now we can get you, a 4.99, a 3.99, right? And I'm not sure if that's going to be available next year. So it's best to take advantage of what we have right now, right? Than to wait next year and actually pay more, right? And this I've already alluded to as well when it comes to the unknown of the future, and that's the new administration, right? I'm not one to talk a lot about politics and things of that nature. I'm sure we all see what's going on. But there could be a lot of changes in a lot of different things, but definitely also the solar industry. Right now, we have, some pretty heavy hitters, I would say, that are working with the administration and doing things like that. Elon Musk's name comes to mind, and obviously we know he's huge in the renewable energy and solar space. But once again, we don't know what these changes are. And I'm not saying this to tell you that. I'm saying this to tell you that we should be telling our clients this, right? And this is a negotiation strategy to get the, pique someone's interest, right? Get the bill and book an appointment, right? So once again, some strategies there that we can use in addition to that, right? You also want to use holiday promotions. So there's there's a few different holidays going on. And just to be respectful for everyone, there's a few different holidays. So I know different people celebrate different things, and that's absolutely okay. But you want to use these things to your advantage and not to your disadvantage, right? So for those who are, let's say, mentees on the line, and I want to be very key about this, because you can use this for any and all aspects of everything that we use or everything that we offer here and BYLD. So whether this is solar, whether this is, our water division, whether this is our home security division, right? You can run promotions, right? So just imagine as a mentee running a promotion for referrals, right? So a lot of those who are mentees on the line, our team does a real good job of setting people up with lead generation. Big shout outs to, Mr. Landon Taylor, who's helping a lot of people on the team with, setting up, lead generation, websites and things of that nature. But you can also run an ad, right? And run an ad for referrals, right? Let me just throw an idea out there for you, right? This is something that I used personally during the pandemic when all chaos was breaking loose. I had a lot of clients who called and basically said, what am I going to do with my solar payment? This, that, and the third. Luckily, because, you're trying to do some smart financial things, had some money in the bank. Anyway, long story short, what I asked my clients was, and I ran a promotion. What I asked my clients was, listen, anyone who gives me referrals, I'm going to pay you $10 per referral. So what is a referral to me? It's a homeowner, right? Their name and their number, right? For every homeowner that you send me, I'll send you $10 per, right? Now, that was step one. Step two was every deal that closes, right? I'll send you another $100 per, right? And then every deal that installs, I'll send you another $500, right? So that was my way of, obviously during the pandemic, right? During the season where things slowed down a little bit, to kind of pick things up, right? I wasn't relying on the company to send me a bunch of leads. I wasn't relying on, my clients, to just magically throw a bunch of leads my way. There was a need in the marketplace as people were losing jobs left and right. And there was a need for people to earn more money. So I said, how can I solve both at the same time? Boom, referral program created. Well, guess what? It's the same situation today, right? And in today's holiday season, guess what? As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people are looking to spend a lot of money, right? How about they spend money off of the business that they created for you instead of spending their hard earned money, right? That's an idea. So this is for referrals, right? Now let's talk about promotions for like clients or customers, right? To go solar, right? Or to get a water filtration system or to get a home security system, right? I just thought about this, but imagine if you put out a flyer that basically said, during the holiday season, and enjoy your family, but also protect your family with, Ripple security, right? Once again, that's just an idea. It just came to mind. But to stay on track with solar, once again, here's a promotion that I'm going to work on soon, and it's going to say something very simple, all right? Go solar with E, get a month for free. Get your first month for free, right? It's just an idea, something I used to do in the past with all of my other clients before in the past. And it used to be 3 months, right? But once again, we're just trying to spark something to get some interest, right? People like free, right? And people like taking advantage of promotions, right? So give them something to take advantage of. Because guess what, right? Target's giving out a promotion, right? Best Buy is giving out a promotion, right? Foot Locker's giving out a promotion. Tesla's giving out a promotion. Why not you, right? Let your family and friends know the same way you do, whether it's online, whether it's by phone or text, with the Relay app. Once again, we have a lot of different options here to get this information out, right? And the next promotion, or just thought I should say, that you might want to use is, once again, use the holiday season in your favor. Don't fear it, right? So you want to use it to your benefit, right? Not to your disadvantage, right? So just pay attention to what's going on out here, right? There's a lot of things happening, right? There's a lot of ads being thrown at you, right? Are you going to be the consumer of all of these ads? Are you going to be the producer of some of these ads, your own ads, right? So there's a lot of different things and a lot of different ways that we can actually take advantage of this holiday season. And, as I kind of finish off, this is a pretty short training. And I'll leave it off to you guys, or maybe even open it up for a Q&A session or so. But 5 things you really want to remember, right? First thing is you don't want to stand in your own way, right? Here's what I mean by standing in your own way, right? You want to get out of your own head. So it's the holiday season. So you don't want to stand in your own way by saying, you know what, no one's going to buy solar now, right? I know in some parts of New York, it's actually snowing now, right? So some people may say, you know what, it's snowing. No one's going to think about solar. So let me not even try to make calls, right? It's the wrong thinking, right? Because the reality is, that homeowner, that house in upstate New York that might be covered with snow, right? The reality is because they cover it with snow, their electricity bill, because their heating runs off electricity, may be extremely high, and you might be the solution, right? But you're not because of your thinking, right? So this is what I mean when I say get out of the way, right? Thing number 2, it's the number 1 season, right, of spending of the year. So the most money actually gets spent during this time of the year, roughly in Q4, towards the end of Q4, right? And we think about, about a week or 2 ago with Thanksgiving and traveling and things of that nature, now to people moving to buying gifts and presents, traveling, vacation, all types of situations that are taking place. So once again, right, your homeowners are already in a buying mindset. Let's give them something worthwhile to buy, right? Let's give them something worthwhile to offer, right? Instead of buying, things that are useless and things that you'll like today, but won't even remember that you bought next month, have your clients take advantage of something that's going to last literally for the rest of their lifetime, right? That they'll benefit today, but they also benefit 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, right? Here's what's funny, and here's why I say that. This thought just comes to mind. I call some of my clients from 5, 6, 7 years ago, and they always answer my phone, right? And they're extremely happy. You know why? Because they're still benefiting from the decision that they made 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? They're still benefiting. So my phone calls, they have a pretty good, feeling when they see my name, right? It's not negative. And once again, you have the same ability to do that for future clients, but specifically in this holiday season, right? So we want to make sure that we take advantage of homeowners. I'm sorry, not take advantage, but we take advantage of the opportunity to speak to homeowners in this season, right? And as I, talk about speaking with homeowners, if once again, our team does a great job. We have Angel Trend that basically gets a chance to actually teach a lot of us how to, or a lot of the team members, I should say, how to actually, have conversations with clients, right? And book appointments, right? And there's a lot of role playing and just a lot of benefit and a lot of value, I should say, that's added to the calls and trainings that she does. So just big shout outs to you as well for everything that you do for the team. But so that's, those are 2 out of the 3 things to remember. Third thing to remember, right? Our other industries are going to make a fortune in these last 3 weeks of the month, right? They're going to make a fortune, right? I want you to think about this. There's some industries and there's also some companies, right? Some stores that only come around in certain seasons, right? So once again, there's stores that don't sell trees all year round, Christmas trees that is, right? But they only sell trees in the 4th quarter, or right, not in the 4th quarter, during the holiday season, like mainly in December. So they make a fortune, literally, and though in that time frame, and then you don't see them again until the following year. My question to you is, don't let that just be them, and why not you? Right? Why not take advantage of the opportunity that's right here in front of us, right? We see the charts every time, right? Or at least I do. Every time when I either do a presentation or I'm listening to a presentation where you see those electric rates going up over time, every single month, every single year, right? All of the time. Homeowners are literally waiting for you to call them, right? They're waiting, right? And just a little tip. right? A lot of people may say, you know what? Yeah, I hear you. That sounds good, but I called 15 people and I didn't speak to anyone. Here's how you do this, right? I tell my team this all of the time. Out of a list of 100, you don't know whether that person who says yes to you, I've been waiting for you to call, is going to be person number 10 or person number 98. You got to just keep going through it, right? Because I'm telling you, this happens every year. There are people who are like, listen, I'm so glad you called. I was looking for a solar consultant. I spoke to one or two, but they were, bugging out and they were talking craziness. You were referred by XYZ person, blah, blah, blah. Let's sit down and talk. Right. I've even closed a few deals on Christmas because, as I mentioned, everyone doesn't, celebrate every holiday. But once again, my point is someone is out there waiting for you to call. The question is, are you going to actually pick up the phone and call? Right. So make a fortune as well as some of these other industries as well. Right. Tip number 4, or reminder number 4, I should say, is understanding the holiday schedule. So whatever holiday you celebrate, and or you have other family members celebrating or the neighborhood is celebrating, whatever it may be, just be aware and conscious of the schedule, right? So you don't want to necessarily book appointments or your calling times during sensitive times when people are with their family. All right. So for instance, and I'm just using this as an example, I'm not going to call someone on the 25th and, ask them about solar, right? Maybe not even on the 24th, maybe not even on the 26th, all right? But on the 23rd, you better believe I'm calling, right? On the 27th, you better believe I'm calling, right? And I'm going all out. Why? Because someone is waiting for you to call, right? So you just want to understand the schedule and be respectful for those who are, celebrating, taking time off, whatever the case may be. Just want to have a good understanding of that. All right. And the last, tip to remember is, once again, holiday promotions. You want to be creative, right? You want to use some of your ingenuity, right? So once again, you see some of the promotions that are out there. One thing that I love to see is that I know, JC and Oncore Solar, they put a promotion together for Black Friday, right? Well, they're just falling in alignment, I should say, with what every other company is actually doing, right? There's Black Friday sales here, there's Black Friday sales there, right? And just think about the creativity to say, hey, Black Friday sale, go solo with us today, receive $1,000 back, right? Once again, that's enticing, right? That would get someone's attention. So what promotion are you going to put in place for your business, right? Once again, be creative, right? If you're spending money up front, be within budget, all right? Because you don't want to promote things that you can't actually financially back up. Once again, if you're paying money up front, and then be on purpose, right? Be intentional with what you're trying to get. Be intentional with your result, right? So once again, if you're looking for referrals, you want to be intentional with how you craft that promotion. If you're looking for clients and deals, you want to be intentional about how you, craft that promotion. If you're looking for recruits, right? If you can also put a promotion in place, but you want to be intentional about how you actually do that so you can actually get the result. And, if anyone needs help, speak to your, upline support team that can actually help you put something in place that can help you get the results that you have. Because today's the 9th, right? The reality is that a lot of goodness can happen over the next 20 days, right? But that goodness is really going to happen really up here, right? It's going to happen up here, then it's going to happen on paper, and then it's going to actually happen in the physical form. So once again, make sure that you're in the right mindset, right? Make sure that you're in that champion's mindset. You're not in the complainer's mindset. And you're not falling in line with just what other customers or clients may be saying, right? If someone says, listen, I'm too busy, on to the next. Guess what? I know myself and all of the other solar pros on the line, they hear this all day. I'm too busy. I can't make, and I have to sit and wonder. So you're too busy. right? To save on, let's say, $100,000 over the next 25 years. This is what you're too busy to sit down and understand, right? So if that's the case, then that's just not the right client for me, right? So what does that mean for me? Don't need to get upset, don't need to get frustrated, literally just need to move on to the next client. Right. So once again, hopefully these tips, were definitely helpful, for us as a company in the holiday season as we continue to charge forward. And once again, not only end the year off strong, right, but definitely open up 2025 with a bang. Because guys, if you've seen what's taken place over the past few months in BYLD, guys, I tell you, our future is so bright for the future. It's so bright for 2025. It's very, very bright, right? And I just want to once again just keep that in mind. Let's end the month off, end the year off strong, and let's definitely open up the year of 2025 on top. With that, guys, I definitely appreciate the time. I am going to, if possible, I know we're ending this pretty early. So I just want to take maybe a few questions that anyone may have on anything we just discussed, and then I'll turn it back over to the moderators. Any questions, thoughts, or concerns anyone has at all?
Idris, you're on mute.
Sir. Mr. Jabari Sattler. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now I can unmute. How you doing, bro?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Idris, man, this was fire. I just wanted to give you some amazing feedback. I hope you guys took some great notes. I know this is recorded for those of us that didn't make it, but yeah, there were so many things that I heard in here that I hope you guys were able to unpack. And if nothing else, just the posture and the confidence that he gave is what you want to absorb. Those of you that are new to solar, I know it can be a little bit intimidating talking to a potential client, a homeowner. You can be a little nervous. If nothing else, if you guys can grasp his confidence, his posture, that this is about saving you money. This is a bill that you are already paying, right? So if you can transfer that energy to anybody that you're talking to and remind them of, hey, this is the government that's going to give you money for this. This is huge incentives. You're doing something better for the economy. You're doing something better for the air quality, the water. Just keep it real simple and confident and ask them for that electric bill, and just remind them that you can't promise them anything, right? Not every house qualifies, but you're going to take that bill and you're going to hand it over to our engineering department, and we're going to get back to you and let you know if your house looks good for this. And guess what? You're going to be able to have a Zoom session with an expert that's going to go through everything with you. So your goal is just to transfer that energy to be able to get a lot of electric bills during this December month, okay? This is actually a great time to go solar. So I see that there's some hands that are up, so I'm going to move out the way. I want you guys to please ask questions if you've got them, because we've got a little bit of extra time left over. But Idris, man, this was powerful. I really appreciate what you do for the team. And back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate that as well. And everything you bring to the team as well. I see there's a question in the chat from Ms. Faris. And I think Brad definitely answered. So thank you. Yes, it can come out of the commission. That's usually how we structure those deals, as far as getting money back. But once again, you can speak to your upline leadership to figure out what's the best case scenario for you. Mr. Jana, the floor is yours, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Fantastic training, good brother. I truly appreciate it. I definitely took copious notes. But what resonates with me the most is when you broke down the 3 C's. the mindset, basically complainer, customer, and the champion, and everything from the tips and the creativity and so forth. Everything spells champion mindset, and you really hit it on the head because, and as I told Mr. Bean on Saturday's training, it's almost like you had a crystal ball because when you come around to these holidays, folks they tend to get on the sideline and they either check out and the whole procrastination comes in. But this in itself definitely is really rocket fuel, to be honest with you, because we have our own book of business, everybody moves a particular way, but it's great to know, number one, we have the support that we have the leadership, and just also a reminder that we all have that champion in us. So I really appreciate you, good brother. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yes, definitely a good add-on as well. As Mr. John has said, we all have that champion in us. We just have to, bring it out at certain times. And I know we definitely will in this holiday season. So, yes, Mr. Meadows, floor is yours, sir.
Hey, Idris, I appreciate the information, man. You got me thinking about all of the ways that these companies, these bigger companies, are definitely coming for us and try to get us to remodel our bathroom, change the carpet, all for the holidays. Guests coming into town, you got to do this stuff. Buy some cars, get the incentives. I'm fired up because the last 20 days of this month, we can get our folks lined up who want to go solar in 25. It's such a big purchase that it's not going to be something you decide on one day, or you're thinking about it, and we can get them folks into the mindset of going solar in 25, but we can do it this month. So I appreciate you training this morning. I always appreciate you.
Absolutely, and I definitely appreciate the question as well. And once again, right, I was right on the nail as well, right? So many companies, offering and sharing so many things that they could take advantage of, right now, right? So the fact that we actually bring something unique to the table is huge, right? So definitely appreciate that. Just opening it up for any other questions, thoughts that I could help anyone with as we go ahead and close out.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Who is that?
This is Dion.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
So what I got was the points 3, 4, and 5 are other industries will make a fortune in these last 3 weeks. Then understanding the holiday schedule, and then be creative about holiday promotions. Can you please recap 1 and 2?
Yes, great question. So 1 and 2 is don't stand in your own way and get out of your own head, right? So don't stand in your own way by your thinking, right? So you want to have that champion mindset that Mr. John mentioned, and you want to charge forward, right? As the holiday, season comes around, as I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of distractions. We just need to stay focused and charge forward. And then the second thing was this is going to be the #1 spending and debt. People are going to put a lot of debt in around this time of the year, right? So if they're already going to do it, why not be a part of that spending? Why not be a part of, helping a homeowner take out a loan to save electricity for the rest of their life, right? So once again, use the holiday season as your benefit and not as your detriment, right? Did I bring clarity for you, Dejan?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah, we find the ways. We can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, once again, team, definitely a pleasure and an honor for me to get a chance to speak and train on today. Once again, everyone, please take care, take charge. I know there is going to be a in-person training at the Downey office. So for those who are local, definitely you have some travel time to get there on time and to make it there. That's also going to be a phenomenal training by Mr. Louis Rangel himself. So definitely, once again, I hope everyone has a great day, and let's continue to rock and roll and close out the year strong. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you, Idris.
Thanks, Idris. I got on late.
Thank you, Idris.
Thank you, Idris.
Idris, you're the man.
Thank you so much. Outstanding. Thank you.